Ladies and gentlemen, we got a new Drake leak song freestyle, and people have been sending me this one like we covered the other snippets that were dropping. We got a full one now, and people are telling me, guess what? He's subbing Kendrick again. He's going, and I said, you know what? I told you what Iceman was going to be. I don't know why y'all didn't believe. I told you. He's going to be dissing on this album. This gonna be the Hypocrite EP, but it's okay. Let's get right to it. Spicy Hot 150 freestyle.
Lex, give me a world premiere.
When I say free slime, I ain't talking and talk, man. I really put bread on the case. I'm tired of talking from distance, my nigga. I'm down to get back in your face. Yeah. Let's talk about Drake. Hey, talk about Drake and you get a whole lot. Talk about Drake and you get you some streams. Talk about Drake and you get you some guap. You caught a 150 right in your face. We heard nobody drop. That's not how we rock.
Okay, so I think this is pitched up a little bit because of either they did that on purpose or for copyright issues, or they don't know if they drop it and stuff like that. Whatever, regardless. Out the gate, we get the talk about Drake, you get streams. Talk about da-da-da-da, this, that, and the third, da-da-da-da. And it's true. Drake is a light, right? Drake is somebody that garners attention, and especially in these last, since the battle. And you know why? Because he won't sit down. Because he won't stop doing extravagantly odd things. He won't stop doing newsworthy things that this dude has done something and set new precedents in lawsuits, in hip hop, and diss tracks than we've ever seen. This is an interesting topic to cover. What I don't like is clearly Drake hasn't learned anything. I already know Drake has not learned anything in these last 2 years. The lack of self-reflection is to a point, because Drake has been dropping stuff since this battle to the Fighting Irish freestyle, and it's always the same angle. I was the victim. They talked about me. They only talk about me for clout. It's not like I did something to be talked about. It's the same thing. What is up with this gaslighting? Is 2026 the year of the gaslighting rapper? What? Like we don't have eyes. Like we weren't there. Like we didn't see. So you go out to the DeRozan game and face fight, and you expect people to not talk about that? Why are you doing things clearly to be talked about? The Iceman rollouts. By the way, these leaks are the new rollout. I don't know if I said that. These leaks are the new rollout. And I think those Iceman episodes, he can't do it after the lawsuit didn't work out. I think, which is weird too, because he's still going to be dissing on this album, which is crazy. And by the way, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. The YouTube algorithm is shifted, and thumbs up and comments are more important than ever. So I need you right now. I'm going to give you different prompts of something to comment if you don't know. Comment right now what you think about Drake saying, you talk about Drake and you in the stream. Is it him not being self-aware, or does he have a point? Let me know. Or I guess both things could be true, but let's go.
Talk about Drake and you get you some streams. Talk about Drake and you get you some guap. You caught a 150 right in your face. We heard nobody drop. That's not how we rock. Damn, I'm talking spicy hot.
You caught a 150 in your face. I'm not 100% sure what he's referencing to in the 150.
In your face, we heard nobody drop. That's not how we rock. Damn, I'm talking spicy hot. Hey, I'm talking spicy hot. Man, how the fuck is your day one gonna testify so you could sit in a box?
How's your day one gonna testify so you can sit in a box? That's how a nigga gonna get in a rap battle and go to court, you know? Some people might ask that. This was gonna happen all throughout Iceman. I'm not these other reactors, bro. I'm gonna keep it solid. I'm gonna keep it real all times, brother. Some people will just pander. I'm not doing that, bro. If you say something that's contradicting something you did, I'm gonna bring it up.
Man, how the fuck is your day one gonna testify so you could sit in a box? Either you never did shit for your brothers, or them niggas must have forgot. Too much forgiveness throughout all the years for you pussy. This shit gotta stop. And you know what else gotta stop? Comparing the money that all of us got. Y'all Y'all niggas bragging about cribs when fair shit go for 100 a pop.
So obviously he's still on his braggadocious after everything. I still got more money, huh? Let's talk about money. And Drake is guapped out. Don't ever get that twisted. Drake is guapped out, but yeah, I mean.
Niggas bragging about cribs when fair shit go for 100 a pop.
And I'll never ever slander a rapper for jiggy bars. I think that's anti-hip hop and almost anti-black. Whenever a rapper talks about their watch or their car or is celebrating the fact they know, they made it, or they're no longer in poverty, or maybe no longer in a situation they were anymore, and someone goes, ugh, they're so shallow. I find that anti-hip hop, anti-black. So, you know what I mean? I like jiggy raps. I love me some jiggy raps.
Bragging about cribs when fair shit go for 100 a pop. Okay. I set a Superdome out by myself, only playing the shit I just dropped. Yeah, I'm talking spicy, hot. Hey, I'm talking spicy, hot. Fuck it, we spicing it up. All these little punks is winding me up. Like they don't remember when times was rough. And they ain't know nobody kinder than us. I piggyback most of these niggas all over America. Drizzy was hyping you up. The big
hold on.
It's around and you know that you boys gotta stand on a chair when you sizing me up.
Okay, so I went to America. I was helping all these boys. You still gotta stand on a chair when you sizing me up. I think that's a shot at Kendrick, because the short bars is something you got to deal with Drake and Kendrick. So I think he's referencing Kendrick, but now he's also referencing all of the other rappers in America that he helped. He's pointing that I was the one that helped. I piggybacked a lot of y'all. I helped y'all, which could all be points. But I always say this: Drake shot himself in the foot by releasing so much music post beef. Drake shot himself in the foot by not disappearing, because I've heard a couple Drake verses since this battle that's essentially this exact verse. It's their fault. I'm the victim. They don't remember how much I helped them. They backstabbers. Cool. And you could honestly make a lot of music about those subjects, but you do them differently. This is damn near this. And then I start whispering. Drake flow is getting tiresome. Cause I don't know if anybody else is noticing. Drake has been using this. Sizing me up. So nigga, that's the same flow he used on Meltdown. Fuck all the heritage shit, American shit. That's literally the exact same flow. It's the same flow when he had on one of the diss tracks. All of he has it. It's just it doesn't feel inspired. Doesn't feel inspired. It just feels like, which is why I know that these is all leaks and these throwaways. Because Drake, I think, is doing the same thing he was doing with the battle. I think that's Drake's new. I think Drake is not confident in his audience anymore. And he's not confident in what he drops anymore, which makes sense with the last 2 years he's had. So just like the battle, I think they're purposely dropping this. He's sending it to Act to purposely leak this stuff so he can see how people feel about it. And he probably has a bunch of tracks recorded for Iceman, and he don't know what direction he want to go. He might have 60 songs recorded for Iceman. 20, and 3 sets of 20 that are completely different albums. And I think he's trying to see what people want here. But this just feels so... This feels like one of those Iceman episode leaks too. It's just like... It just doesn't feel inspired.
Around and you know that you boys gotta stand on a chair when you sizing me up. What? Don't make me get a big head. What? Don't make me get a big head. What? Talking about dead man walking, boy, look in the mirror, man. I don't look dead. I look like...
Look in the mirror. I don't look dead. I'm not dead. I'm still alive. Them affirmations.
Look in the mirror, man. I don't look dead. I look like a whole lot of bread. What? I look like I need me some head. What? I don't look nothing like y'all. You right about that. It's just like you said. What? That shit.
Okay, yeah, this is the shot. Okay, so this is the full song of the leak that we were listening to, or I reacted to. So yeah, that's a shot at Kendrick.
Y'all, you right about that. It's just like you said. What? That shit a compliment, boy. You acting like we wanna be you instead. What? That's when I'd rather be dead. Don't make me hot. Don't make me hot. Don't make me get a big head. Don't make me get a big head. Don't make me.
No. I think what we're witnessing to is the problem of being omnipresent. Because the reason why you can feel like you've heard this from Drake before, it's like when you see the magicians, how the magician does the trick, it doesn't work anymore. And if a magician shows up every day to do the same tricks, even if it's 15 different tricks, it might last a while. After a few years, you're gonna go, like, I know how you did all that. And it's not as impressive anymore. But if he would have taken those same tricks and spaced them out, it would have felt fresher. I feel like we're feeling like we've seen Drake's entire bag. He doesn't have a deep bag when it comes to rap. And maybe he did have a deep bag. We're not even arguing about how deep his bag goes, no freaky. In rap, you know, like when they talk about like basketball, like how deep is your bag? We don't talk about that, but I feel like no matter how big Drake's arsenal of things he can do in hip hop are or music are, we've seen him. You've been omnipresent for so many years. You haven't gone away. So some people might point things like, well, Kendrick does this sometimes a lot on songs. Well, J. Cole does this sometimes a lot on songs. Well, Jay-Z does this a lot on sometimes. The reason, or Nas, the reason why we don't catch that as much is because they put time gaps in between so we can refresh. But this sounds like so many Drake songs. So many. That I feel like even if he would have disappeared for the last 2 years and came back with this, it would hit different. But the fact that he's dropped so much rapping. Like, let's not even think of the songs. Do you know how many verses Drake has dropped since Like That? It's like we've heard 8 albums from Drake since that.
Don't hit me.
Because this feels like the song that they leaked with Yeet, doesn't it? Like, I feel like I just heard this so much. And I also think Drake doesn't benefit from people for his career have been also using a lot of his styles, doing things that he even pioneered. I'm shooting him bail. But you gotta understand, you gotta disappear or develop some new moves, gang. Develop new things to talk about. Is there a song on Iceman about your experience as a black man? Is there a song about what's going on in Canada or in America? You can have a song, you be in America. Is there a song about the protest? Is there anything more than this? Because if not, like, bro, I feel like I've heard Iceman already. Because Drake don't like that people say he's not of the culture, people that say he's not a black man. I don't say that. Drake is a black man. There's people who do all this stuff. I get it. So it's like, do you have something that's going to quell that? Or are you you're like, oh, that's what they want, I'm not going to give it to them. It's like, I don't know, bro. Oh yeah, this a rough. I could tell this a rough. Like, they haven't cut off all the dead beat, or maybe they'll keep some of that dead beat, or maybe there's another verse. But yeah, that's the full song. Shots at Kendrick, shots at the American rappers that he felt turned on him. Shots at it, and you better be highlighting Canadian rappers on with how much and UK rappers. You better be highlighting them on Iceman with how much you've been going at American rappers and stuff like that. And I know not all American rappers, but like, show your unity of your people. You know what I mean? What Bad Bunny did was fire for his people. What Kendrick did was fire for Cali. What you do, let's see, do something. But like I said, I feel like I've heard this before. And if these are the shots you're going to be sending at Kendrick, because you know I'm petty. You know I'm petty. You know I love battles and love rap over everything. So even though I think he's a hypocrite, even though it's going to be crazy, I'm here for him taking shots. I'm still going to look at you like, but if it's a good shot, I'll go, oh, okay. I'm never going to be like, oh, I think Kendrick got to respond. Because now it's almost like when you street beat with somebody and then you know someone's a snitch, it's like, nah, leave that nigga alone. Because I wouldn't go, yeah, you better go street beef with him again if he starts, nah, nigga. He wired that. Don't even touch him. But, all right, man.